And welcome back, StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. This is episode 18, The Host. And oddly enough, after that big multi-hero mission last time, this one doesn't start with any dialogues or little, cutscenes or anything. We're just sort of back on the Spear of the Dune, and we got to prep for the next mission. So here we are in the Solar Core. This mission, I kind of do it the way Sick Gamer does it, and he came up with this mostly to get all achievements, which I don't think I do, but also to give the viewers kind of more of a variety. So we're gonna stay off of Void Ray Carrier and go with some different stuff. So in the Solar Core here, Spear of a Dune abilities, Warp and Reinforcements, Solar Lance, Orbital Assimilators, all very basic stuff. And then on the right side, you're going to get to see Time Stop and Guardian Shell for the first time. And even though I haven't persuaded myself to do it just yet, I back off of shield recharge rate and get shield overcharge. So this is a nice, pretty powerful loadout here.
I cannot begin to understand the depth of your sorrow, Artanis. Such noble Templar, now made a monstrosity. Those left, trapped in a body controlled by Amon.
It is the most horrific of fates. But what pains me is the uncertainty of facing them. They are my brothers. Sisters. When we strike these abominations, will our brethren bear witness within? Will they be silent watchers? Or are they already lost to oblivion?
I can offer you little comfort or surety, my friend. But know what you do is the only course.
The Tal'Darim Wrathwalker robotics are now online, Hierarch.
Alright, the Wrathwalker, Devatron. So we're actually going to use this in the next mission, and they look like a Colossus, but they don't fire the laser beam. It's more of just a projectile shot. The nice thing is that it can hit land or air units, so that is a key element to the Wrathwalker.
These purifiers have joined our army, Hierarch. It seems they are willing to serve you. For now.
I answer the call.
And the Purifier faction version of the Starfighter, the Mirage. Evidently, they can just avoid damage. I've never actually tried to use them, but it certainly sounds really cool, right?
The skies await.
And getting back to our strategy, we're going to go with Energizers.
Where shall we march?
And we're going to bring back the Adepts. So that's pretty cool, because we had fun with them in that one mission earlier.
Now that the Psi Matrix has fallen, Amon cannot warp the Golden Armada back to Aiur to defend himself. We must destroy his host body before it fully awakens. For the sake of our people, we cannot falter.
Have not eluded my gaze, Artanis. Your plans are not hidden from me. And you are too late. Behold, the form of your god. The culmination of a cycle set into motion when the stars were born. As I was your beginning, so shall I be your end. Know the truth, Artanis. Your people, your beliefs, your color, everything. A lie. There is nothing left of you. You are wrong. We are finally free to become something more, and you will not stop us! Brace yourself for the full might of the Firstborn! So this is Amon's host body. An abomination made from the flesh of our brethren and the Overmind's carcass.
Indeed, Hierarch. My sensors indicate his form is consuming void energies at an alarming rate. In this state, even our most powerful weaponry will have no effect upon Amon.
These shards, they generate void energy. Drain life around them to feed his host body. They must be destroyed.
The land near them has been destabilized. It's almost as if he's terraforming the area, turning it into the void. Wait, the shards are opening rifts, summoning entities to defend them.
Then we are running out of time. Warriors, ready your blades. We fight for the future of Ire.
The void shards must be destroyed if we hope to strike at Amon's host form. Fight well, Templar.
The void reflects my will, and I will your destruction.
Amon is continually opening rifts to protect the shards. We will need to attack before the defenders become overwhelming.
Okay, so here we go with the host. This mission, it's pretty tough. I wouldn't say it's really a hard mission. It's not easy either, but the thing is there are a lot of ways you can go about doing it, especially unit selection-wise.
Yes, Executor. Forward.
So like most Protoss missions, it's a slow start, and weathering the waves and the challenges that come at you initially is really key. So if you can get going and get built up, pretty much whatever you go with, it's going to work. As for what we're going to do, like I said, I got this strategy from Sick Gamer, and it focuses on Adepts early on, and then it switches over to Wrathwalkers, and that's pretty much it. And the thing about both those units is that they can attack land or air, and I think that's pretty much the key to winning at Protoss. You know, they're kind of limited. I mean, maybe you could say that about all the factions, but making sure you can attack land and air is a big part of it, and that's why Void Rays are typically so good, right? Same thing with Mutalisks when you play Zerg. They can hit both land and air units. So that's what makes them so good, and that's what makes this strategy so good. Okay, so we got going right away with 3 forges. We're going to try to get these upgrades pumped out ASAP. And again, because both Adepts and Wrathwalkers are considered ground units, we won't have to do separate upgrades for air units from the Cybernetics Core. So the reason we did 3 of them is because there are 3 upgrades in the forge, right? Ground attack, ground armor, and then all Protoss units and structures shield. So we'll be able to do all 3 upgrades simultaneously. And initially we're relying heavily on warp and reinforcements for unit production.
I will break the cycle of the Xel'Naga.
Artanis, I am detecting a large number of void entities inbound on our nexus point. Get ready to defend.
complete. Upgrade complete.
Now, earlier I remarked mistakenly that I don't get the achievements for this mission. It's not true, I get both of them. What I don't get is the Mastery achievement, and I forget what it's called, but you have to complete the mission on the mission clock in less than 22 minutes or something, so it's crazy fast. And if you follow Sick Gamer's strat, you know, precisely, you would already be moving out to the first Void Shard at this point. Instead, I take a few minutes and just build up our static defense here, and then I move out. So I just wanted to point that out, that I'm kind of diverging a little bit from his strategy and taking a little bit more time because I'm not as much under the gun. Now here we're going to go after our first Void Shard and watch, boom, time stop. Check this out. For 20 seconds, everything is frozen except my units. You know, it's just awesome. This is time stop Devatron.
We have done it! Warriors, press forward!
Upgrade complete.
Okay, so not too bad. Time stop, obviously, a big help there. That's the first of 5 of those Void Shards. Now, they get progressively more difficult, and you need to be much more built up moving forward, but the first one isn't too bad, and it also opens up this handy expansion area, so we're going to get right to that. Now, you may have just heard base is under attack. Yeah, there's an attack, but I'm not even paying attention to it, because prior to moving out here, I had built up that nice static defense on the left side, and it was more than enough to handle it.
Artanis, there are several locations surrounding Amon's farm that would serve as excellent forward outposts. Clear out the enemy, and our forces will provide you with additional support.
Okay, so those will be our bonus objectives for the mission, and notice there isn't any bonus solarite associated with completing them, and I don't know if you noticed last mission there was no bonus solarite either. And the reason is we've already acquired all the solarite in the game, but that said, completing these, definitely has its benefits. Like Borzun mentioned, it'll clear out an area for other factions to set up a base, and then they'll start helping you attack the Void Shards. So you definitely want to do the bonus objectives here. It's very, very helpful.
Upon us.
You shall all serve. I bring order.
Hierarch, we're tracking multiple flying entities heading for our nexus point.
Okay, so base-wise, I've gotten up to 4 gateways. That'll help us warp in adepts and energizers. And I also started on 4 robotics facilities, so those are going to be pumping out the Wrathwalkers shortly.
Upgrade complete.
Okay, as usual, Solar Lance single-handedly defending our entire base. And I don't know if you've heard, but the upgrades have been completing. The last one's going to sound off right there. There it is. So we have all 3 upgrades fully maxed out. We have our robotics facilities up, but we need a robotics bay. It's a special structure. You just need one of them, and that enables you to make Colossi or Wrathwalkers, etc.
Shall persevere. Well done, Hierarch. My Nerazim are establishing a position now.
Okay, so we secured the first warp-in zone for the bonus objective, and the Nerazim are now going to warp in and join the fight. And that leads me to mention one of the 2 achievements. It's called Thanks for the Assist. If you take down a Void Shard with the help of one of these other warped-in reinforcement teams, then you earn that achievement. So we're going to get that shortly up here. And then the other achievement is called Disenchanted, and you have to take down 2 Void Shards within 150 seconds of each other. And that one's pretty challenging, but we're going to be able to do it. Once I start making Wrathwalkers, I end up kind of sending this initial force of Adepts, Zealots, Energizers up to the top and take out a Void Shard simultaneously as the Wrathwalkers take out the one that's sort of to the left and a little bit south of our expansion there. And there are our first Wrathwalkers. Pretty imposing. Like I said, they look like a Colossus, but with the Tal'Darim lighting and coloring, they're much more, I don't know, ominous or imposing or something. So they're starting to join us, which is pretty awesome.
Be freed of your suffering.
Rift detected. Expect another onslaught of void entities soon.
The Nerazim join the fight.
Okay, as we're building up, I'm kind of sequestering here and keeping the Adepts separate from the Colossi, and then I'm giving each group their own little pack of Energizers so they both can get the buff. And again, what we're going to be doing is launching a simultaneous attack to the north and to the west, and trying to take down 2 Void Shards simultaneously.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Okay, so we're at maximum supply. We can't make any more. Just setting up control groups, and then we're going to start getting to work on this 2-pronged attack, Devatron.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
carefully, Hierarch. Destroying a Void Shard has increased the strength of the remaining 4.
I have met the enemy.
The Void Shards are growing increasingly unstable. Engage them cautiously. We do not fully understand their power.
Well done, Templar. The third shard has fallen before us.
You require more.
I have met the enemy.
Hierarch, my Dark Templar are moving to strike against Amon.
So I should have waited until, Vorazun said what she just said to attack, because then her forces would have been there to help. And I kind of jumped the gun on shield overcharge. I should have waited until time stop had worn off. But all that said, it was successful. We got the achievement. You saw it happen. And as far as losing units, it's not that big a deal. Resources are plentiful on this map. And as far as losing zealots and the adepts, I really don't mind losing them because I'm already at supply cap where I was going into that fight. So if they die off, it makes more room for Wrathwalkers, right? And Wrathwalkers are, supply-wise, very costly units. It takes 6 supply per 1 Wrathwalker. So, kind of losing some of those smaller units that we're not going to be using anymore really wasn't a big deal.
You require more Vespine gas. Base is under attack.
Dark Templar, strike with great fury.
Void entities detected, marking their location. They are heading towards our nexus point now.
Okay, just putting some orbital assimilators on those Vespine geysers. They never get bothered up here once we clear this out to the right, so it's pretty much free Vespine, so why not?
Your warriors have engaged the enemy. Establishing purifier fortifications now. We follow you to war, Hierarch.
Mineral field. Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
Your purification is at hand.
Unacceptable command. We are at maximum supply.
The blades of Shakuras descend upon the Dark God.
Okay, so 2 of 3 for the bonus, and just 2 more void shards remaining. So we're getting close, and we have a nice army of Wrathwalkers.
Mineral field depleted. Base is under attack.
So that left side defense back home is getting pretty beat up, but honestly I don't even bother rebuilding it, because at this point I'm over here. I'm going to be in the way of anything that's going to be coming at that left side, and I'm going to cut it off first.
Purifiers, go forth and purify. Amon's downfall is at hand. Tal'Darim, your High Lord demands the Dark God's blood. Do not disappoint me.
All 3 forward positions have been secured, Artanis. Now, let us bring an end to Amon. The Nerazim join the fight.
None can defy my will. Unmitigated chaos.
Another wave of void entities is on approach, Hierarch.
Hierarch, the remaining shards are bleeding void energy. Approaching them will be extremely dangerous.
So you see here I have that one energizer set up as a pylon, and I'm using it to summon in more energizers. It's another one of the just great benefits of the energizer. I can't say enough good about it. Now, did you notice how that enemy zealot came up and killed it, but it didn't die? Well, that's Guardian Shell. Remember? We haven't talked about it, but we took that Spear of Adun ability, and that's what that's doing. That's the Guardian Shell at work. And you can also tell from the unit box in the bottom center, so many of the units are bright red, meaning they're about to die. What's happened is they've taken fatal damage, Guardian Shell has kept them invulnerable for 5 seconds, and then they've just stayed with us. So they're about to die, but they get a Guardian Shell once every 60 seconds.
brothers. Fight with all you have!
Purifier forces, head out and support our Hierarch's warriors.
Hierarch, my Dark Templar are moving to strike against Amon.
Mineral field depleted.
Warriors, slaughter all who oppose my will.
Base is under attack. You require more Vespine gas. Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
This is it, brothers. All of our hopes rest upon this moment.
End of an age is at hand.
No. Amon's form has awakened.
All vessels, ready your weapons, now! Templar, unleash your fury!
Void energy levels dropping. Amon's host has been destroyed.
Ready the keystone, Karax. Our final stand approaches.
Oh yeah. Big time. We got a final fight coming up, Devatron. But don't be worried. There's still the 3 epilogue missions called Into the Void. This will just be the final mission for Legacy of the Void. That was the host with achievements. Hope you like the Wrathwalkers. We'll see you in the next episode.